TDX is one of the most interesting Roblox games on the platform.
Is what I would say, if I was completely lying. No hate to Frederiix, by the way, I just thought it'd be funny to include that in the first part of my video.
Yeah, this guy's like a total nerd, and honestly, he like totally sucks.
Well, maybe I was trying to offend Frederiix there, I guess. Let's face the facts, Tower Defense X isn't a groundbreaking Roblox game. But that's okay, because it's not really trying to be one of those games. However, in the Roblox Tower Defense community, I'd say TDX is pretty unique. So today, I'm going to be talking about what makes TDX different from other Roblox Tower Defense games. Whether you want to have a good video to just sit back and watch, or if you're a Tower Defense enjoyer looking for reasons to play TDX, this is the video for you. So, like and subscribe, and let's get into it. Let's get the most glaring difference out of the way. Tower deaths. There have probably been underground games that have done it before, but I think TDX is the first Roblox tower defense game to break the mainstream with the tower death concept. In every game mode besides easy mode, every tower has a health bar, varying in health depending on how much you upgrade it. When these towers die, all of the money you spent on them is wasted unless you have a mobster nearby, along with removing a chunk of the DPS since that tower is dead. This adds another dimension to TDX's gameplay elements. As other tower defense games, still requiring a strategy, the towers don't die. When it comes to strategy in Tower Defense X, especially with boss fights, you're going to have to strategically sell your towers whenever they're about to die if you don't have a medic on you. This also gives bosses an entirely new functionality. I think the tower death concept being in TDX inadvertently allowed bosses to have a much greater moveset, having much more intimidating and lethal moves than other games that don't have the tower death mechanic. Tower deaths also puts an entirely new spin on the medic tower. In other games where medic would heal your base, in TDX, medic is directly responsible for helping the towers out whenever they're damaged by bosses. Overall, tower deaths is an extremely unique mechanic that set TDX apart from most other tower defense games from the start. Let's move on to another reason. Now you might be about to click off this video because every Roblox tower defense game has its own tower mechanics. But let me explain. I'm going to start off with the first unique tower mechanic, tower stealthing. Ghost, Sniper, and Helicopter have the ability to stealth themselves, with Ghost having the ability to summon a ghost grenade that stealths other towers within a radius for a certain amount of time. Stealth towers was an unprecedented concept until TDX made it real. And don't even get me started on Combat Drone. Now, yes, I know TDS released the Machine Gunner Tower where, you can control it, but Combat Drone's mechanics have a level of depth that easily surpass that tower. On its top path, Combat Drone is a fully controllable drone, having an arsenal of bombs, rockets, and machine gun turrets. Along with having a functioning headshot mechanic, I have no doubt in saying that Combat Drone is the most unique tower in any Roblox tower defense game as of now. Combat Drone even has its own shield ability on its top path, along with its bottom path having a spotter ability that enables enemies to take 4 times the damage for a certain amount of time. I think. I don't know, I could be wrong there. But in general, Combat Drone is just insane. And to be honest, one of the top reasons why TDX is so different from other tower defense games. Now you could say that tower deaths classify as mechanics, but tower deaths are such an integral part of the game that I don't really think they should be considered in the same category. But yeah, there are plenty more mechanics I could gush on about, but I'd like to get to the next category. Now, I understand that saying TDX's towers are what makes it unique to other games is insane, because they're all tower defense games, right? All of them are going to have towers. But I'm specifically referring to one, the Warship. Warship might actually be the largest tower in any Roblox tower defense game, scaling to the size of the Eradicators and towering over certain maps. Warship is an extremely ambitious tower, the first of its kind in terms of extremely large towers. Warship is one of the primary examples of how TDX's towers can deviate from the typical tower formula. However, I will admit, Warship is currently the only example of this, besides Combat Drone, which I already talked about. However, with Nightmare Mode on the horizon, there are bound to be more unique towers releasing soon. Let's go ahead and move on to the next subject. TDX's events have been quite unique recently, especially in terms of their map layouts and gameplay elements. The two most obvious examples of this are the 2024 Halloween event and the 2024 to 2025 Xmas event, with chapters 3 and 4 of the Halloween event having multi-lane paths, forcing you to come up with a different strategy rather than placing a strong tower on the path and winning. Specifically with chapter 2 in Xmas 2024, there is a straight line towards the base. And I don't know if anybody else caught this, but that kind of layout reminds me of Plants vs. Zombies. I don't know, it could just be me, but it does. These specific modes have been the most fun I've had in TDX, and they deserve to be recognized more than just being in the Events tab. Hopefully with Nightmare, the specialized maps for the game mode will have similar gimmicks at these events. I'm just going to put this here as an honorable mention because I don't think it deserves to be talked about for like an entire 2 minutes. But the damage and health scaling in this game is really cool. Fighting bosses feels much more grand when each of them have 1,500,000 health. Fighting the corrupted Apex Predator with 4.5 million health as he destroyed your towers and your base while summoning enemies and walking around the lane, that was just an unrivaled experience. Watching this video back, it seems like I just described the entire game as unique, and really it kind of is. TDX is a great game to get into, and I'm not just saying that because I'm a content creator. I genuinely think it's a fun game. Even if the intro to the game can be a little bit rough, once you get to like the mid-game, it becomes a lot more fun. Especially with Nightmare coming out very soon, it's a perfect time to get into the game. But I think it's time that I stop talking. Make sure to join my Discord server, it's in the description and pinned comment. Like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.